What's good, everyone? This is Dr. Nee Darko. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below so that you're always up to date on the new uploads as well as alerts on this show. The other thing that you can do to help build this community is make sure you leave a comment below. Let us know what you like, what you don't like about the show, and ultimately, let us know who's winning these arguments, because I need to know that I'm beating Renee in these debates. Run the tape. So someone who's listening right now, they want to know how do I get to where Dr. Brian Williams is, because you've gone from resident, fellow, attending, and then you did the Robert Wood Johnson Fellowship. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, what was that? And then how did that get you into politics?
Yeah, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation Health Policy Fellows Program is the most prestigious and most immersive health policy fellowship in the country.
Dr. Brian. Look at you, Dr. Brian, tooting your own horn.
I'm out here to do what I can to promote this program.
Actually. You should.
Because I don't think a lot of people know about it, right? I found out about it by accident. It was just a random discussion with a friend of mine and I found out about this. So I'm doing what I can to promote this program, which has been transformational in my career. But it's designed for mid-career professionals that want to be involved in crafting and informing health policy at the state and national level and local level as well. So I've talked over the years. I was kind of moving towards this, like, how do I bridge the gap between my expertise as a clinician to deal with what's happening outside the hospital? Because once you leave the hospital doors, that was where our job ended.
Yeah.
But what was bringing the patients to the hospital had nothing to do with what we were doing. Those are all policy related. So I wanted to get involved in that. And this fellowship allowed me to do that. I had a chance to go to DC. It was full time. We were immersed in a 3.5-month intensive onboarding program. And then we get placed as an advisor in an office of a legislator. So I began in the office of Senator Chris Murphy, which allowed me to be part of. He's Connecticut. He's a leading voice in the Congress for gun violence prevention. He got involved with this after Sandy Hook because that was his district when he was in the House.
Yeah,
and we passed the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. So the most significant gun safety bill in the generation. Had a chance to work on that as a trauma surgeon. Then later went to Speaker Pelosi's office and worked on a variety of healthcare legislation. So I guess the big point here is we in healthcare, like, our voices can carry so much weight, have so much more impact beyond what we may think. And that opened up a world of possibilities that I didn't even know existed before, because I was on this, the expected track of attending, director, chair, dean,
research.
That didn't really appeal to me. I mean, I knew it was important, but I knew deep down that was not the path I wanted to be on. And I didn't know how to shift that until this fellowship came along, and that just opened the floodgates for me about what's possible.
How did seeing everything that's going on in Speaker Pelosi's office or seeing what's going on in Senator Murphy's office, how did that not frustrate you and be like, yo, I can't even how did you get hyped to go into politics? I would be like, yo, I'm going the other way, because it just seems at this point people are sent to office to just be obstructionists at this point. That's to me what I look like. And I know I'm a bit more pessimistic. You're going to give me an opposite side, but talk to me about that. What's up with that? How do you feel confident about this?
I touched upon this at the end of the book. So fortunately, when my book was going to production, I was finishing up my fellowship. So I was able to make a little change there and add this at the end. Is that I was actually inspired during my time there, because there are truly a lot of good people going to work every day to make the world a better place without any fanfare. I worked at the staff level, okay? That's clear. I worked with the staffers. And if you didn't tell me ahead of time, Dr. Darko, when I went to a room who was Republican or Democrat, I wouldn't know. It was,
oh, really?
Here's the issue. Let's work on this. Now, what you see on TV with the members, that's a different animal.
See, that's the problem.
Right?
That's the problem.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's way more powerful.
True. But it's I've worked with a lot of brilliant people that are just really committed to doing the right thing. And you don't know who they are. They're not, getting the evening news interviews. Yeah. But it was inspiring to me. And clearly from that, I was myself motivated to run for office after that experience.
So what was that process like, deciding, talking to your family and deciding you're going to run for office? What's that like, running for office versus, I don't know, whatever you do, do as a trauma surgeon? Talk to us about that because this is obviously a
Oh
180
yeah,
degree difference. What's that like?
definitely a family decision, right? There were
Hmm.
many discussions at the dinner table with my wife and daughter about what this meant because this would involve all of us, right? It's not just me. So my daughter was like, "Oh yeah, let's go do it." She's
Hmm.
ready to go. My wife was like, "Hold up, let's talk. Let's talk about this a little bit more." But in the end, these are our family values. Like we live to serve. We feel like if we have these opportunities to make the world a better place, that we were going to take advantage of that. And from that point on, it's a matter of you're basically a startup. You're a small business that ramps up really fast. File with the FEC, get a staff, raise money, you know, all that stuff that a small business would do. That's what we did. So basically, I was a startup, and then you start campaigning. And fortunately for me, I had a lot of experienced campaigners that wanted to join this campaign, which allowed me to just be a candidate, right? And I could
Hmm.
just say, here I am, Dr. Brian Williams, veteran. I've served my country, uh, trauma surgeon. I've served in the hospital. I've served on the Hill. And I just want to serve the people of this district and try to make your lives better.